Hi guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to try and teach you how to create your own screener so that you can run your own analysis on the market prior to market open. Um, to be honest, guys, a lot of things out there you can actually use, such as websites and applications. You've got FinScreener, you've got Market Watch. There's a lot there. But I know you guys have reached out to me in terms of, well, what can I do? What can I create to run my own screener so that I can sort of cater it to my own needs on a day by day basis? So I'm going to show you a very straightforward and simple example. To be honest, I still use it today. And to do so, you need to head on over to Yahoo Finance and just click on the Screeners tab. So once you've done that, hit on Create New Screener. And again, guys, you can save all this down and you can tweak it in whatever way suits. Absolutely more than happy to show you that. But let's just work through an example here together. So the region, we're going to keep it to the US purely because we're interested in trading those three key markets with the S&P, the Dow, and the Nasdaq. So we're going to keep the US. In terms of market cap, I always recommend sort of staying from mid cap to mega cap. You can include small if you want, but I mean, if the trade doesn't work out the right way, at least you're left with a company that, in its purest form is reliable and hopefully can turn the swing into a profit. So I always suggest mid, large, and mega. Now you can see here, you've got 3,746 estimated results. We'll narrow that down. Price intraday, don't worry about it. I actually tend to sort of remove that one, and let's add our own filters. Now there's a lot here, guys, depending on if you're interested in a day trade or a swing or long-term investment. Let's say, for example, you were interested in doing some fundamental and technical analysis on a long-term trade. You might be interested in things like the EBITDA, you might be interested in the debt to equity ratio and even the price to earnings ratio. Whereas with a day trade, you're probably only concerned with, the average volume over 3 months, the volume intraday, and to be honest, that's probably it. You could apply a price to earnings ratio. Um, the price to earnings ratio is sort of a key indicator for most investors when they're looking at sort of swing and even more importantly long-term investments. And essentially the PE ratio is the price that an investor is willing to pay for each dollar of a company. So the higher the PE ratio, the more you're paying. The less or the lower the PE ratio, the sort of the idea is the cheaper the company is. But we're going to leave it out for this example. So we've gone with the average volume, both volume over 3 months and intraday. So let's close that down. And I always say good volume, and this is very good volume, is sort of around the 5 million mark. So let's go average volume greater than on both the intraday and the 3 month. You can see we've narrowed it down to 181 stocks or companies. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add a sector. And depending if you're following the news, guys, you can sort of be smart about this in terms of, well, what's on the agenda, what are day traders trading. And as of now, tech is huge, as are consumer cyclicals. That takes in your EVs as well. So let's go with that. Let's hit find stocks 58. So again, gives you a list, guys. You've got a heat map here as well, if my internet stays up, but again gives you an idea of terms of what's happened, where the activity is. Go back into the results page and I'll just give you a quick overview in terms of what we're looking at here. So the first thing I look at is percentage change. So today 3D Systems had the largest percentage change of this filter, whereas Xpeng had the highest percentage change in terms of a profitability. And then the other thing I look at you know, is the volume trading above or below the 3 month average? So you can see here, Xpeng is trading above, Lee is trading above, um, Nikolai is trading just below. So you can ask the question, why are they trading above? Is there a catalyst? Is there some news? What exactly is it? And we'll do that in another video, but essentially the next thing you might look at is the 52-week range on the stock price. So you can see a lot of the stocks here on the sort of the upper scale, and that there's probably not much of a run left in these stocks. you say that with a conservative head on me. So, you might typically stay away from the upper end and look to sort of the halfway mark below. So you're looking at things like Nikolai, you're looking at things like context logic, QuantumScape, and Intel. So there's a lot there. Um, we might take it even back to volume here. So this is the sort of highest volume today. You can see NEO traded a lot of shares, Ford and Apple. For the purpose of this example, guys, let's use a favorite of mine. Let's use Alibaba. So, you can see it's sort of you know, halfway below. You can see the price to earning ratio there. That's probably quite high, but people might argue that there's a lot of future growth there, hence the high P ratio. So I'm willing to accept that. Again, heavily capitalized. The volume, again, less than the 3 months, but you've got a range there of about 17 to 24, and it's down about 1% today. So let's just use Alibaba as the example. Click open to Alibaba. And again, what you can start to do, guys, is you can start to look at the charts. Um, so if this loads for me, you can start to look at things like the 5-day chart, the 6-month chart, the first year price target. So I'll give you a quick synopsis here and we might finish up. So the key thing, what I'm looking at here is firstly the first year price target. So I can see that the analysts on average are putting a $328 price target on Alibaba. I compare that to the current price of 225.60. You know, the overview would be this is trading under value, so this is potentially a good buy or a good investment. You look at sort of the 6-month chart, and you can see there again it's tailed off from its all-time highs. Again, might imply this is a good buy. So first two indicators, it's looking quite good. I very rarely pay attention to the performance outlook. It's very much dependent on the chart. Um, we'll do some on the technical analysis in another video, but as you scroll down, some other key things to look at here is, you know, the recommended rating. So on average, the sort of stock analysts are putting a 1.6 rating, which is a strong buy on this. So again, it's sort of weighing in that this is a good investment. And then finally, the average price target on this stock is around 328.60, $328.26. Again, the lowest is 220. So according to the analyst, there's not much lower in terms of a downside on this stock. And then finally, you've got the upgrades and downgrades, which can influence, positively or negatively the price. So overall, I'm looking at this either as a day trade or as a long-term investment, probably a long-term investment on this stock, that this is a good buy. So guys, that's sort of a quick overview in terms of how you run your own analysis, um, how you can see what the volume is, and how you can run some sort of analysis on your stock on a daily basis, and how you can sort of tweak it. The last thing I might leave you on is if you're purely trading on volume, I've just popped open Neo. You can sort of use this as a gauge as to sort of the swings in the stock. So you can see here it went from 60 to 63, so it's swinging about 3 to 4% in a range there. So you can sort of get a look at how the stock is performing. So again, just an idea in terms of analyzing a stock. But guys, listen, that's it. If there's any questions, absolutely feel free to reach out to me.